So here's a little story for you. Reloop, the company that make lots of DJ controllers that we've reviewed here at Digital DJ Tips over the years, also has a company called Glorious, and Glorious make desks, DJ furniture, producer furniture, stuff to keep your record player on, stuff to store your media in, and so on, home stuff. And they got in touch with me and said, we've got this new desk. It's kind of like a compact producer desk type thing. Would you like to review it? Now, it turned out I had a compact producer desk style hole in my home, which is where I am now. You can hear the echoing of our big living room here. And that's what I've got here behind me. This is that desk. And I was sent this as a flat pack. I've assembled it. I have set it up, stuck all the stuff you see there on it in order to decide whether I think it's worth telling you guys and girls about. Well, it is. So let me go into a bit of detail about what I like about this desk. It's a kind of X shape, which is nice. It's got that kind of bench look to it. This one is black, but you can get it in kind of wood and white effect as well. The first thing I love is this shelf here. It's a really sturdy, deep shelf. So normally on desks like this, that would be for the computer keyboard, wouldn't it? But it's not. It's for a real keyboard or even a shallow DJ controller. We've used a Numark NS4 FX with it. That is a really good addition because it tucks away when you don't want it. Because of course, in a living room, you're going to have other stuff going on, not just your home production or whatever it is you do on your desk. You're going to have stuff like day-to-day computer keyboard and mouse and so on, which is what you can see here. Now, because it's a deep desk, you see those two bits at the back there where I've got my camera and also the audio interface and the hard drive. Because it's a deep desk, you've got a lot of room to spread out on it, which I think is important because you do a lot of things on a desk at home when it's the only place you can work. In my case, I use it for production, I use it for working, I use it for video editing and so on, even for a bit of DJing with a DJ controller on that shelf. Talking of shelves, this shelf at the top that you can see here is quite high, and so it's a good place to have your speakers right in the place where you want them when you're sat down at the desk to use it. I would say a 24-inch screen is about right though, because any bigger than that and the top of the screen is a lot higher than the top of your head, and it feels a little bit weird when you are sat there on it. I've now crept around the back of the desk and you can see the usual cacophony. Is that a word when you're describing things? The usual cacophony of wires, which are all completely hidden by this quite clever little two-sided shelf at the back, which is open enough for you to stick the cables in there wherever you want. But it's closed enough for them to all be hidden, even if you haven't done what I will do eventually, which is go and tidy them all up properly and tie them together and make it all neat. At the moment, it's just a mess because it's only been set up for a few days, but around the front, you see very little of that. The shelf is smooth, it's on runners that work really well. It can take a lot of weight, both what you put on it and leaning on it as well. But it's also adjustable. So when you fit this, you get to choose. You can just see other holes in there. You get to choose exactly where you want it. So you can have it as high or low as you want. And I would say you should definitely have it as high as possible, allowing it to clear the controls of whatever you want on it. There's an Arturia control keyboard on here now, because that means your knees will tuck underneath it with your chair as high as possible, so you don't end up staring up at your screen up here, which is what I was saying is one of the potential downsides of it, is that it is quite a high desk and quite a high shelf at the back. So if you have a big screen or you're low down on your seat, you're going to find that you're kind of staring up at your screen, which does feel weird. Assembling the desk was easy. It comes in lots and lots of parts, but if you've used IKEA gear in the past, you'll know exactly what to do. And they all come bagged up with numbers and letters on them all. All you need is a screwdriver. It took me a couple of hours to get the whole thing put together. Let me just talk a little bit more about these parts at the back, because as you can see, I've just stuffed them with all the usual stuff I have on a desk. No shelves on this desk, so you might want a way of organizing your bits and pieces. I've used a little basket thing there. But these bits at the back are actually for 19-inch rack-mounted producer equipment. So if you do have that kind of gear, then they provide mounting kits for you to very, very neatly put gear like that in the back of the desk. What I like about this little desk, especially compared to the old desk I had there before, is that it's good for everything. So I can use it as a production desk. I can pull that keyboard out when I need it. I can put it away when I don't. I can put a decent sized computer monitor on there and not have to kind of stare down at it like I would do on a laptop. I can also have the speakers at a decent height so that they're all pointing at my ears, and I can listen to it reasonably well without turning it up too loud. And in the house here with a couple of kids and stuff, if I'm working after they've gone to bed, I find that useful. You know, multi-use furniture is good in the home, I find. So if you're a DJ, producer, someone who needs a home office, if you're a hobbyist, I recommend taking a look at this desk because it kind of covers all the bases. It's the Glorious Sound Desk Compact, which of course looks far cooler on their press shop than it does in my humble living room. But that's real life for you. There's a full review of this written up over on the Digital DJ Tips website with a link below. Thank you for watching.